Yes, indeed. What's going on, YouTube? Surgeon Sports checking in, man. Welcome back to the local Legends Film Room, man. We got Kyle Pitts, part 2. You know what I'm saying? Film breakdown. We're going to look at a few things, man. I appreciate y'all checking in with me, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Help your boy out with them algorithms, man. You know how the technology go for us creators these days. I'd appreciate it greatly if you could like and subscribe. Help me out with that, man. Let's get into it, though. You feel me? So, last few days, I did some research, right? And I came to the conclusion, matter of fact, someone helped me, and I really got to go find the YouTube page that it was. But the title of the video said that Kyle Pitts is a superstar, but not at tight end. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Okay. First of all, one thing that I've noticed about Kyle Pitts is that, he doesn't like to block, right? I think a lot of the times when you put him inside on the line of scrimmage, at the end of the line of scrimmage in that 3-point stance, it kind of, I don't know, it does something to his psyche or something, man. It got to be, right? Because, he comes off the stand, even when it's a pass play, he's loafing out of his 3-point stance. Like I say, man, hey, you put him at X and he runs the route at that 4.4 that he ran at the combine. When you put him in the 3-point stance, he about a 4.7. high 4.6 kind of guy when you put him in that 3-point stance, right? So the effort thing is something that he's going to have to fix, within himself, to be completely honest with you, right? And, as far as the blocking is concerned. Now, when you put him, out wide, totally different story, right? And I think that's just because he's a mismatch player, right? He's not really a tight end, even in the newer sense of what a tight end is, right? In these spread offenses, he's not even that, to be completely honest with you, right? He's not a guy that you put at H back or put in the or put on the like a wing type of position, and because in my opinion, there's just no threat of him blocking anybody, to be completely honest, right? Like, and as far as like an interior person, front seven kind of guy, linebackers, defensive linemen, there's no real threat, in my opinion, of him blocking those kind of people. That's why, and we'll talk about that later, but some of these plays that Zach Robinson likes to run, I don't know if they're going to be as successful with Kyle Pitts because of what I'm telling you guys. Like, there's no real threat of him blocking. So, that's going to be kind of tricky when it comes to what Zach Robinson likes to do. One of the main things that I wanted to get into was just that. So when I went back and looked at the film on Kyle, it was a lot better in 21 and 22 as opposed to last season. And I really think that's because of the veteran quarterback presence that he had, right? I think that first of all, Desmond Ridder just really wasn't that good. Okay, like at all. The crazy part about Desmond, like as I went back and watched the film, I'm laughing now because like a lot of my friends were hitting me up and like, hey, the Falcons need a quarterback, man. You need to go down there. And I was just like, y'all tripping. Like I said, I had Desmond Ridder on my Madden on 24 and I had won like 3 Super Bowls on the franchise mode with him. So I'm like, hey, Desmond Ridder, bring him in. Shit, give him a shot. He gonna be nice. Wrong. That didn't work out well. That was not one of my good takes right there about Desmond Ridder, okay? Wasn't good. Just not a good quarterback. But one of the things that I did notice with him that stuck out to me that the other two did, that Mariota did and that Matt Ryan did, obviously, is that at some point in the NFL, when you have a guy like a Kyle Pitts that's like a mismatch nightmare, you have to force the ball to him at some point, kind of like they did with 11 out here, right? I think that's what a lot of Falcons fans are waiting to see from Kyle Pitts. I think that's what, a lot of Falcons fans are missing down here is that playmaking ability that Julio Jones brought to the team. And a lot of that was because Matt Ryan forced the ball to him, right? And so I think that has to happen more, right? Now you bring in somebody like Kirk Cousins that's been playing with the best receiver in the universe for the past 2 years. So I think he understands a little bit about forcing that ball to a guy like that, right? So hopefully he can bring that aspect to the offense, so that Kyle Pitts can get more chances, right? Because in my mind, I feel like you bring in a guy like Kirk Cousins that's used to throwing, 35, 38, 40 passes a game, right? So you got a guy like Kyle Pitts, right, that this is his contract year, right? You spent not quarterback money, but you spent a quarterback pick on this kid, right? So you have to see what he's about at this point, right? He has to get at least 10 to 15 targets a game, right? And so when you think about it in that sense, 10 to 15 targets a game. So if he's making, 7, 8, 10 catches, getting a touchdown or two a game, he's going to be where he needs to be, right? And I think that you have to be giving him those kind of touches in order to see, just what he's about for real, right? Because at the end of the day, if you got a kid in here that's not going to force the ball to him, even when he's not open, and then he's missing them on routes when he is wide open, and then the other routes he's just not really running because he doesn't want to be in a three-point stance, now it just looks kind of jumbled up. You don't know what's going on. Can this kid play? Things of that nature. It's kind of up in the air at that point, right? We need to get some answers. Okay? That's what we need right now from Kyle Pitts. We need some answers. All right? So I'm going to test his ass, right? Every Sunday. Every Sunday I'm testing it. 10, 12. Throw it to him. He got 2 on him, Kirk. Throw it to him. That's where we're at now. Right? And when I look at this LA Rams offense from last season, I think he can have a breakout kind of year. But there's a catch. Right? When I look at Tyler Higbee, obviously he's not as athletic as Kyle Pitts, but when it comes to the threat of blocking, okay, he definitely has that advantage over Kyle Pitts. He's a little more gritty. Gritty white kid. He's a little more gritty. Okay. What my boy say? The white tight end. He's there when you need him. Shout out T Sizzle, man. That was funny. But for real, right? And I think Tyler Higbee is a little more rugged, right? So we can look at some of these tight end screens, and you'll see, right? Like that, these are some of the plays that Tyler Higbee scored touchdowns on last year. But is that going to work here in Atlanta when you think about, like I say, the threat of the blocking game with Kyle Pitts? When you look at last year's tape, he's literally not even in on like some of these run formations. Like I literally can call you a play. Like these formations here that we looking at, like this one right here, right? Where you see him on the ball at the end of the line of scrimmage right here is more of a heavy type of formation. This was a play action. Okay? On the 3-yard line, they ran a play action right here with Kyle right here on the little split. He kind of split out a little bit, wide split, whatever. But it's a heavy formation, as you can see. But it was a play action. Okay? So that's the kind of shit that I'm talking about. Right? He's in there on a run play, on a run formation, right? But we know he not blocking. Because if y'all was running the ball like y'all did last time y'all ran out of this formation, this would be Jonnu Smith in the game, right? So how much can you really, trick people in those kind of situations? When you run shit like tight end screens and things of that nature. Now, one thing I will tell you that they will have going for them is that run game, right? Now, as far as Kyle Pitts being a big part of that, I don't really think that's going to be, the case. But they're going to have a run game for sure. Like I said, Bijan Robinson, in comparison to Kyron Williams, is day and night. Kyron Williams had an excellent season, but Bijan Robinson is an excellent player. You hear what I'm saying? So if you don't think that Bijan Robinson is going to have a better year in this offense than Kyron Williams even had last year, watch this. Okay? But, like I said, how much of that is Kyle Pitts going to be a part of? Right? Like I said, last year, Arthur Smith was not fucking with him. Okay? 22. I'm watching Desmond Ridder call personnel after the snap, after the play over with. 22 personnel. Kyle Pitts is running off the field. Do you know what 22 personnel is, people? 2 backs, 2 tights. That's what that is. So you telling me I'm bringing an extra tight end in the game, but my star tight end is going out of it? Nah. Just put him at Z. For real. Okay? You got Drake London. You might as well put him out there. Right? Then you got Darnell Mooney right here on the slot. That sounds solid to me. That sounds solid. Because I promise you, you'll get better results out of him if you put him on that outside. I seen it. You can, bro, look at him. He don't even want to put his hand in the ground. He don't want to do it. He don't. Now look at him out here. Ready. Look at him. Eyes on the ball. Ready. Good stance. Right? I'm just telling you what I know. Look at him. Out here in the slot. Good stance. Look like he about to run every bit of that fofo. Right? Now, check him out. Check him out in the head. Do he look like he running the fofo right there? Hell no. If you gonna pay him, let him do what he does best. There's a suggestion, don't you think? So again, man, they gotta find a way to find a happy medium with this kid because he's not gonna block, bro. I'm telling you that right now, okay? And again, now I want to go to some of this Ram stuff because, like I said, some of this stuff is good, but it's gonna be shit that I don't know if the Falcons can do, right? All right, boom, here, right? So now you see, I'm pretty sure, no, Higbee's right here on the inside, right? So you got plays like these where he's on that inside slot. Oh no, my bad, he split out here because this was a touchdown play, right? So he split out here with Jair. Hell, that's one of the top 5 corners in the league. And this is what I'm talking about, right? This is a way better matchup for someone like Kyle Pitts. Right? And again, Tyler Higbee just has a little better blocking prowess, in my opinion. But he's also a, hybrid kind of guy. They had him split out a lot. But this is what I'm saying. When it comes to matchups, this is a league of matchups, the NFL. When it comes to matchups, Kyle Pitts is always going to have a better chance against a DB than a DN. Period. Okay? Simply because, I'm gonna show you this play. But this is Jair Alexander. Like I done told y'all a couple times now. I'm an ex-cheese head. I know all these people. Okay? That is a top 5 corner in the league right there with the long sleeves. He did not want to guard Tyler Higbee on this play. He did not. Okay? And I can assure you that there's a lot of DBs in this league that are going to feel the exact same way when they see Kyle Pitts' big ass line up on that Z. That's how they're going to feel. Exactly. And again, now it just comes to the question of, do you have a quarterback that can get it to him? Now I think the Falcons do. Previously, I don't know. Right? So, let's take a look at these plays right here. It's got motion right here, a little play action. Boom. So right now, these are the type of plays that I'm talking about though. Right? As far as the threat of a run. Now, in this situation, they were okay because they ran the cool out there in the motion, from the motion. right? You see Nakua come in motion, they run another guy out there to occupy this man, right? Now, if you're not doing shit like that, you're going to need some type of run threat, right? Like that play action has to account for something, right? Now, and again, I just told y'all this earlier, right? And you just saw a perfect example right there, right? Now, that flat defender, Nakua just came in and took him over, right? Now, if you don't have that motion coming out, now that flat defender is looking at somebody like Kyle Pitts at this bullshit blocking motion, seeing the fucking play fake back there. This nigga's not blocking. Let me widen out. Now that's gone. Right? So you see what I'm getting at now? Okay? You need that run threat there. You need that. Or you need the threat of run blocking is what I want to say. Right? I don't think he has that in his game, to be completely honest with you. And that's just me. So, you take a look at another play. One of these tight end screens. They're going to be able to do this all day long. Right? Like whether, But again, I'm going to tell you that nobody is expecting him to block for real. So you might as well run these tight end screens, right? Because nobody expects Kyle Pitts to block. Okay? Or I shouldn't even say it like that. When Kyle Pitts motions or acts as if he's about to block, 9 times out of 10, it's not a run play, is what I want to say. Okay? So again, are they going to be able to trick people in order to get those big plays, right? Are they going to be able to force him the ball in order to get those big plays, right? Those are two things that I did not see since he's been here, honestly, right? Matt Ryan kind of did it a little bit. Mariota, tailored off, and Ritter didn't do it at all. So it's almost like he's starting over from scratch pretty much with Kirk Cousins, right? So again, we know Kirk Cousins is a veteran. We know he can get people the ball. We know he's played with Justin Jefferson for 2 years. We know who Justin Jefferson is, right? You need a delivery system, right? So, hey, can't be that bad, right? So, again, we'll see. Hell, it'll be better than Desmond Ritter while I'm thinking about it. But we'll see, right? But I expect big things from Kyle Pitts. Like I say, I think they have the right guy in here in Zach Robinson, Mr. Freaky Formation himself. And, we'll see what goes on, man. But I'm pretty sure they have a great game plan for him. As long as those other two guys can kind of come into play. Because, at the end of the day, I think Higbee made a lot of big plays for L.A. But do you have a Cooper Kupp in Atlanta? Do you have a Puka Nacua in Atlanta? Right? I don't know that you do. I'm going to say you don't. Right? As far as like on paper, in results, right? You're going to have to build a Cooper Kupp, right? You're going to have to build up a Puka Nacua. Can Darnell Mooney be a Puka Nacua? Of course. Of course. He can do that. No problem, right? So, I think Puka Nacua is just a surprise. But as far as Darnell Mooney being a productive slot guy, for sure. He's done it before, right? And we already know Drake London is a, legitimate number one receiver. So, those other two things come into play. Me personally, I think Bijan Robinson is a constant, a steady constant on this team. I think he's that talented that, you're going to have to, kind of catch him on a bad day. He's going to get his regardless. He's just that good, right? So, a lot of this stuff is going to come together for this team, man, and I can't wait to see it in motion, man. So, you guys let me know in the comments how you guys want to finish out the rest of this offseason, man, leading into training camp, leading into preseason. What kind of content do you guys want from me, man? Let's get this thing rolling because we're going to start, getting content out a little faster leading into the season, before we start going weekly, couple times a week, things of that nature. There'll be a lot more to talk about, obviously, as the season gets closer. But let me know in the meantime what you guys want to see. And I appreciate you guys checking in as always, dog. You know what I'm saying? Local Legends Film Room, Surgeon Sports. We got Surgeon Sports Network.